I'm Nick Fiorenza, Europe editor of Jane's Defense Weekly, and we're here the third day of the Farnborough Air Show, and we're here talking with Leonardo about their new International Flight Training Center. And I have here Stefano Bartoli from Leonardo. He's the Senior Vice President of Marketing and Sales. Mr. Bartoli, tell us maybe a bit about the Flight Training Center. I understand there was an MOU signed at the air show, so maybe you can tell us what is in the MOU and how you plan this Flight Training Center.
Okay, good afternoon to everybody. It's a pleasure to talk about the International Flight Training School. It's a project that went live yesterday with the signature of the cooperation agreement between the Italian Air Force and Leonardo. The Chief of Air Force had for a long time pursued the dream of improving the existing Center of Excellence that is located in southern Italy, in Galatina near Lecce, and Leonardo is partnering with the Italian Air Force to make it possible. The project is to increase the number of aircraft, to increase the number of courses that will be offered in Galatina, and attract foreign students to come more and more to fly with the 346. And the essence of the project stems from the aircraft that you see behind my shoulders. Is the 346. That, as it has been described by our best customer, the Italian Force, is a testimony of the excellence of Leonardo, and it comes with a simulation, ground-based simulation system that is a very good way of complementing the flying aircraft. So the project is to attract up to 80 students every year. Most of them will be foreign students. And in the school, of course, the Italian fighter students will still be part of the students that will be attending in Lecce.
And what nationalities do you expect to be the most interested? I mean, you do have customers, I know, like for the 346, like Poland, but maybe you're thinking of other countries?
Well, I'm repeating the words that the Chief of Air Force said yesterday. You know, these will be air forces that are allies to the Italian Air Force, and we can't say much more than there will be some from Europe, there will be many coming from the Gulf areas, and we hope to attract people from the west and the east of the globe, meaning there are already a number of students in Lecce coming from the US. There have been people from Singapore, there are people from many countries in the Gulf, and we hope that we will improve that number of foreign pilots coming to study in Lecce.
What are the number of foreign pilots, trainees now and compared to what you plan to achieve?
Well, listen, today the current offering is in the range of 30 to 40 courses per year. Most of them are dedicated to Italian students. So I would say 2/3 of that is for Italian students, 1/3 of the occupancy is left for the foreign students. Why is that? Because the purpose of the Italian Air Force is to train their own pilots. They do not have a mission, institutional mission, to train foreign pilots. They do it here and there to foster international relationship, while the aim of the school is to do it professionally, leveraging the best practices that we've learned in Leonardo when we have been in contact with civil commercial practices. For instance, ground-based training devices, so basically simulator, can work overnight, which is commonly practiced in the civil commercial domain. We do it with our helicopters. So why don't we import in this experience with the Italian Air Force best practices coming from civil commercial? The same is for practicing maintenance at night when the aircraft is not flying. and having an extensive use of the aircraft, so that the eventual number of courses that can be offered is significantly higher than what is currently available inside the Italian Air Force system.
Are the courses, are they multinational? I mean, the pilots who go, and is everything in English, or for the Italian pilots, do they get their courses in Italian?
Unfortunately for us, which are non-native English speakers, English has become a common language for everybody. So training in English is common practice, and one of the requirements is for the students to be fluent in English. So, you know, the type of approach the Italian Air Force has is not simply training fighter jet students, but they train even lower levels. So one of the main assumption is that he is fluent in English, otherwise he's sent to study English, and then he can go back to the school. But that is kind of a screening approach for our students, and we're talking about what we call Phase 4, which is, I would say, master in fighter aviation today, is for students that have already had a number of previous experiences flying different types of platforms, and then they train on the 346, and eventually when jumping off the 346 they will experience directly operational combat aircraft, 4th and 5th generation, because this aircraft has proven to be the right bridge between training and becoming a fighter jet pilot, for instance Eurofighter. The Israeli Air Force, that is one of our best customers, they fly 30 of these aircraft. They have F-16, and they have now a plan so that they will jump from the 346 into F-35. So that, you know, it's a good business card for us. And in Italy they fly Eurofighter, Typhoon. So again, it's a combination of 346, Typhoon, 346, F-35 that is very powerful.
And are the Italians also jumping from the 346 to the F-35 that Italy is also acquiring?
They are doing that, and they have a different type of exposure because they have syllabus on the 346, then they have some learning that is done on the Eurofighter. Our ambition is to reduce as much as possible the use of very expensive platform to buy and to maintain, to convert most of the training activity on this platform.
And what is the length of a course typically at the school? I suppose it depends on the specialty.
Well, the ambition is to offer a full course, and you know the length of the course is typically measured in hours, but hours have a time span that might be measured in months, because you have alternated lessons on the aircraft, on the simulator. There are different modules, so I would like to be more specific, but in general terms we're talking about 100 hours, more or less, of training, probably a little bit more. And in terms of time span, it could range from 9 months down to 7, 6, 8 months. It depends on the proficiency of the aircraft and how successful the student will be.